Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 38 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, first 3 months of 2020 are finally out of the way. Possibly the longest 3 months of all time. Everybody's social distancing, quarantining, and I didn't want to break tradition. Every 3 months I recap my 3 favorite movies of the last 3 months of the year. This year I can almost guarantee is going to be weird and not normal as far as the way I knock these out. This video is bittersweet, man, because as every movie fan knows, as everybody that's not living under a rock knows, the first 3 months of the year got cut short, and it sucks. But it like the movies that didn't come out, A Quiet Place Part 2, Mulan, I mean, they're not canceled. They'll come out when the world gets back to normal. They just didn't come out in their originally scheduled release dates. So, just off top of my head, some of the movies that come out in the first quarter, like as many as I can churn off, it's perfectly fine to call them 2019 movies if you want. They came out in like 5, 10, 50 theaters just so they could qualify for Oscar contention. But they came to my theater. They came to the majority of the country's theater in 2020. So I consider 1917 a 2020 release. Then Dolittle came out. Underwater came out. Bad Boys for Life came out. The Gentleman came out. A couple other horror movies. I think The Turning and Gretel and Hansel came out. And then Birds of Prey, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Photograph, Downhill, Impractical Jokers, the movie, Call of the Wild, The Invisible Man. Wasn't there The Boy 2? And then before the world started taking this pandemic serious, Onward came out, The Way Back came out, The Hunt and Bloodshot also came out. At number 3, and for argument's sake, I won't if I did if I included 1917, it would make this video. But if I counted 1917, then my number 3, The Invisible Man, would get bumped. The Invisible Man was amazing. I loved it. I got a chance to rewatch it again the other day. The tension is great. Elizabeth Moss kills it. There's a couple good scares. Aldous Hodge is great. Like, it sets it up to where, I mean, it looks like nothing's going on. Elizabeth Moss looks crazy. And then the way that the Invisible Man becomes invisible is cool. Like, it's not like a Hollow Man-esque way of changing. It's dope. Like, I didn't overwhelmingly love it like I hoped I would. Like, on New Year's Day, thinking about this very video, Invisible Man is probably gonna be my number 1. It still made the video. I still really liked it. It's not a perfect movie. Like, what? No movie's perfect. And number 2, I got The Way Back. For one, basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. And for 2, this just sounded like a project that's why would Ben Affleck do this? Ben Affleck has this known history with alcohol abuse. His character in this movie is an alcoholic, but also maybe he could draw from that, put it into the character, use it as a way to distance himself, not want to drink anymore. Personally, it's why? But again, this is one of Ben Affleck's all-time greatest performances. And then, like I said in my review, this isn't really a basketball movie. It's a movie about a dude with a problem who uses basketball as a reason to stay away until backstory is revealed, and we see why everything like kind of went south for him. And this is one of the bigger surprises of what we got to see so far this year for me. And number one, my favorite movie of the first quarter of the year is Onward. This will be number one regardless. Obviously the animation is great. It's something different for Pixar, like taking place like on another world with all this like I said in I think my Letterboxd review, like it's like Harry Potter meets Lord of the Rings meets Game of Thrones meets Weekend at Bernie's. It's wild, man. It's hilarious. All this lore and all this just cool stuff, and the story. Like I connected more personally with this story than maybe any movie ever. I got out of this movie and I broke down just because of like my personal history. This movie got me reflecting on my whole life. Like that's how much it hit me. Like I highly doubt we're gonna get to see Soul in June. But like Pixar just sets you up for the next movie. Like this movie was so good, I can't wait to see what they do next. Tom Holland, Chris Pratt, Octavia Spencer, Julia Louis-Dreyfus are all great in this movie. And dude, I don't care, man. I think that the Pixar theory is real, and where the Super Carlin brothers said that this movie like fits in, makes perfect sense, and like it's on VOD. I'm sure around June we'll probably get a Blu-ray. It's about to be on Disney Plus next week on the 3rd of April. So, I mean, I might rewatch it. I don't know. Of the movies we got, what are some of your favorite movies to come out since January? It didn't make my list, but Bad Boys for Life definitely deserves recognition because that's the most fun I've had in the theater so far this year. It's hilarious, and it's just like Bad Boys for Life is like there was never a like 18-year gap in between movies. I hope they can still do a fourth one. I want to ramble off second quarter releases, but I don't know if we're gonna get a second quarter. Like I don't know when. Like Trolls is gonna be on VOD on the 10th. I'm gonna rent that and I'm gonna review that. But after Trolls, I have no idea what the next movie I'll see is. I don't like. I'm not trying to keep like my followers and subscribers and views up. So when there's something to review, I'll review it. Like I don't know. Like we're in a world right now where nothing is in stone. Like we all gotta stay inside. We all gotta stay away from each other. We all gotta flatten the curve and kill this virus. And then the world can get back to normal. We can get back to the theater. We can get back to work. We can get back to the way things were, man. So, like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.